everyone. So today we are going to be reading a few poems from this book called Kindergarten Kids. Now let's look at the front cover. Now this right here, this little white box tells us who the author is. So the author, remember, the author is the person who wrote the story. And her name is Stephanie Camilson. Okay, and the illustrator is over here. The illustrator is the person who drew the pictures for the book, and her name is Melissa Sweet. Okay, so I want you all to look at the front cover of this book. What do you see? What do you notice? Where are these kids? Look, where are these kids? Where does it look like they're at? It looks like they're at school to me. And what are they doing? It looks like he maybe has some puppets. He's maybe telling a story. He's drawing some pictures. And she's just holding a sign up. So we are talking about poetry. And poetry is a type of writing that can have rhyme and rhythm. And one piece of poetry is called a poem. So in these books, I'm going to read you 3 different poems, okay? And I want to tell you a little bit about poems. So I want you to look at this chart we have. Okay, I'm going to scoot you back a little bit. Oops. Okay. Can you all see that? Okay. So we're going to read each of these things that tells us about poems. It says, poems can break the rules. Poems do not always use complete sentences. Over here it says, poems use words to tell us how things look, feel, sound, smell, or taste. Poems can rhyme. Words that rhyme have the same end sound. Cat, rat, hat. Now remember, we talked about rhyming words. We talked about fish and dish and different words like that. So poems rhyme. Lots of poems do. So I want you to be listening for those rhyming words when we read these. Okay? This says, poems can have rhythm. Rhythm is the beat of the poem, like in music. Okay, and then the last thing up here says, poems can be about anything. So you can write a poem or you can read a poem and it can be about anything you want it to be about. Okay, so I'm going to read you these 3 poems in this book, okay? And this has a bunch of different poems in them, but we don't really have time to read all of them, so I'm going to read you 3 different ones. The first one is called Puzzled, okay? I want you to be listening for those rhyming words. And whenever you hear a rhyming word, I want you to do a thumbs up, okay? The first one says puzzled, and it says, do you just want to quit sometimes? Okay, here's both pages. Okay, it says, too hard, these pieces don't fit. I'm puzzled by this puzzle, I really want to quit. Don't give up, I tell myself, keep trying, you'll do fine. Look for all the clues you can, color, story, shape, size, line. Okay, so it sounds like this little girl might be getting upset. Why do you think she might be getting upset working a puzzle? Have you all ever worked a puzzle before and it's been really hard? Or you get frustrated because you can't find the right piece? That sounds like to me like that's what's happening. Okay, let's see what happens. It says, I take a breath, I look again. Colors match, I see a square. These pieces fit together. They go there, 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 and there. So easy, I did it. Puzzle's done. I'm ready for another. I want a harder one. So she didn't give up and she kept working on the puzzle, and look, she did it. She even asked for a harder one. Okay, so that was our first poem. Did you guys hear some rhyming? Yeah, I did. Okay, the next one, this one's called Oops. Okay, so I'm going to show you all the whole poem at first. It's called Oops. And it says, oops, don't worry, everyone makes mistakes. Anna dropped some crayons. She broke her favorite blue. See, do you see this picture? Look, she dropped her crayon and it broke. Jamal was counting cups for juice. Oops, he left out 2. See, do you see Jamal? He left out 2 cups. Then it says, Michael overwatered our avocado tree. Now it's brown and droopy, where green leaves used to be. So look, he put too much water in it. So all of these kids made a mistake, didn't they? Yep, no big deal. Okay, let's keep reading. Okay, it says, our music teacher missed a note. He played a silly tune. You see the music teacher? He accidentally messed up when he was playing his song. And it says, our principal said good morning when it was afternoon. Oops, oops, oops again. Oh, for goodness sakes. Don't feel bad, remember. Everyone makes mistakes. But this poem is just telling us that it's okay to make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Okay, and our last poem is called Quiet Please, and this is our whole poem. So this one's shorter than our other two that we read. So it says, quiet please. Then it says, being quiet isn't easy, is it? It says, gab, gab, giggle, giggle, psst, psst, wiggle, wiggle. Cough, sigh, hiccup, sneeze. Teacher asks, quiet please. Why do you think the teacher's asking quiet please? Why do you think she's having to say quiet please? Look at the pictures. It looks like these friends are talking. It looks like maybe she's making noises with her mouth. Maybe it looks like he's stomping his feet. Okay, it says, one more giggle, one more sneeze. Eyes on your teacher. Quiet, please. So this poem is just telling us sometimes it's hard to be quiet, right? But you need to be quiet sometimes whenever your teacher's talking, right? So we're going to keep working on poems and talking about poetry, okay? So I want you all to be looking out and see if you hear any poems, or if you ever have any books at your house and you can read and see if they're poems and listen for that rhyme and that rhythm, okay? See you guys later.